In this lesson, we will discuss the magic of the legal chef, 3 design principles that turn alphabet soup into legal sushi. Legal info is at the core. Law is our rice. It's nutritious, hopefully healthy most of the times. It's fine-grained. From a distance, for an outsider, it all looks the same. But the chef knows the difference as an insider and expert. The lawyer is like this chef. She knows how to assemble a relevant bowl of rice, how to differentiate amongst the grains, how to cook it just long enough, how to assemble the best pieces, and so forth. You can make a good legal visualization if you don't get the main ingredient right. This is your professional role, your mastery. In complicated facts and a complicated legal tangle, you can find the relevant legal information, the best legal argument, and express it in the best possible selection of words. Design Principle 1. In this example of my own terms of service for legal design work, I started with the content, the text. I translated the text into plain language. Ultimately, I want these terms to serve my business goals, a good relationship with clients. For me, that means transparency and clear expectations. It also means that I take on commitments that I can deliver on, and that I protect my business from risks and claims that I cannot manage or don't want to manage. Legal text is the right tool to achieve this. Solid, reliable, effective legal content that meets legal professional standards is at the core. Principle 2. Unless you're an entirely isolated academic legal scholar, you practice law for other people and with other people who often don't have a legal background. They may be highly educated experts in their own discipline or smart entrepreneurs, or they may have a very different level of literacy skills. No matter their specific background or foreground, you need to assume that they're less interested in law than you are, have a lot of other things to pay attention to, and that the law has a serious impact on them. It is relevant, it matters to them. They need to make decisions based on this legal information. So you need to make your rice appealing, tasty, attractive, and bite-sized for them. And here is where you need to switch from uniform to unique. Every client, every consumer, every user of legal information is different. Different groups of users have different needs. They want to know different things, and they have different ways to access these things. Just like with sushi, you reduce the legal information to the essential and you make it so relevant for your client that it becomes irresistible. Now they want to pay attention. Now they want to ask questions. They want to read it and understand it. Here you see a visual summary of the same legal content, a selection of the things that need to be highlighted. They need to know these things before they hire me. This is what needs to be part of their agreement with me. If it's not clear or not acceptable to them, they can ask me questions, and if needed, we can negotiate about the terms. Principle 3. In modules or layers. Modular wayfinding. Typical legal documents show everything at once. It comes as a stack of papers, a bulky binder, a big book of statutes, or an online licensing agreement of 40 scrolling pages. It starts with definitions and it ends with jurisdiction clauses. The internet has brought us a fantastic design method that has changed our way of organizing and processing information, the hyperlink. To learn more, look into Sol Werman's work, founder of the TED conferences, author of Information Anxiety and Hypertext. Instead of serving it all at once, a hyperlink stacks layers of information. We can find our way in by looking at the big picture first. Then we find something relevant on the map. Click on it, find the next selection of relevant information, and so forth. We can zoom in, zoom out to make sense and find our way. It's non-linear, different than a typical legal document that goes from definitions to jurisdiction. We can jump around to search, find, and process information. This is the cool thing about modular information. For the user, it is easy once the hyperlinks are in place, ideally intuitive even. But it doesn't happen by itself. It takes very precise organizing, clustering, selecting, layering of all this information. The information designers move back and forth between subject matter experts and their users, from back end to front end, many times, to create a layered system that makes sense, that leads to accurate information, and is inviting to engage with. A good legal infographic checks off all 3 design principles. Legal substance at the core, it meets the user's needs, and the layered organization, presentation of information, just like sushi. Please look at exercise 2 in your workbook. The exercise is to find a legal infographic online and to identify the 3 design principles. How are they applied? Is it done effectively? Is there a balance in how these 3 principles have been applied? Then try the same thing with another legal infographic. Start building your visual literacy to critique effective information design.